Hi there everyone, welcome back to the channel, and welcome to this 1,000 point battle report between the forces of the Leagues of Votann and the Imperial Guard. The forces of the kin continue to emerge in the 41st millennia, so I decided to do a 1,000 point battle with all of my painted Leagues of Votann against the Cadian infantrymen. So, our mission for today in Tempest of War is Vile Ground. So 3 points if you get the objective marker in your own deployment zone, 4 points if you got one in No Man's Land, and 5 points if you get the one in your opponent's deployment zone. As well as 1 point for each unit that's destroyed, up to 3. Our special mission rule is Hidden Supply, so we did go up to 5 objective markers in the 1,000 point game. And we're going to be doing Dawn of War style deployment in this battle mat. So again, battle mat given by, or not given by, bought from Gamemat.eu. Most of the terrain is going to be ruins from Games Workshop. So if it's 5 inches or taller, count as obscuring ruins. The aquarium terrain is going to be a forest, and then craters will be craters. Crates will be crates. Objective markers for today's game. We've got 1 hiding out in this building in 1 deployment zone. Then 1, 2, and 3 kind of set up in an easy diagonal in No Man's Land. And then finally a second one in the opposite deployment zone, hidden behind crates. So that's our mission and map for today's battle. Let's take a look at the armies. Here we are with 1,000 point force of the Leagues of Votann. For today's league, I'm going to go with the Urani Suture Regulates, so the URSR, the +1 toughness and reroll morale across the board. In this battalion, we've got the Einherjar Champion and the High Call. Einherjar Champion is going to be the Warlord. We're going to give him Exactor and the URSR Warlord trait of the 5-up Feel No Pain. We also spent a command point to give the High Call the High Call specific Warlord trait, so we can give out a free grudge token twice instead of once in the command phase for whatever he can see. So that's going to take us down 1 CP. Then for our 3 troop slots, we've got 3 10-man squads of Hearthkin warriors, 2 identical with the bolt guns, plasma sword on the Thane, the Vox antenna and the ignore light cover, as well as a medic, a L7 missile launcher, and the Magna Rail rifle. Then in our third, we have a 10-man squad with the ion guns, with a plasma sword on the Thane, and then same thing, except for our heavy weapons will be the Las Fusillade and the plasma beamer. So we will all have a range of 24 inches to be in range of the Thane, and the ignore light cover. For our fast attack, we've got 2 squads of the Hearthkin Pioneers, both with a searchlight and the Vox antenna. However, one is going to have the beam weapon, and one of them is going to have the high las fusillade, so the 9-shot autocannon, essentially. And with that, that's our 1,000 points of the Leagues of Votann. So let's see who's going up against them from the Astra Militarum. And facing off against the Leagues of Votann, we have the Astra Militarum of the Remnants of Cadia. In this battalion, we have a tank commander as the Warlord, with Master Mechanic Tank Ace, so the -1 damage on him. We also have a company commander holding Kurl's Aquila for the Army Relic. Next to him, we have our other officer, a platoon commander, who's probably going to be heading out and giving orders to our 3 identical squads of infantrymen. with a Voxcaster and Plasma Gun in each. We've also got some heavier support, so we have a Hellhound, a full payload Manticore, a single Basilisk, and a 5-man squad of Bullgrin to give some melee threat against the Leagues of Votann. With that, those are the 2 armies that we're bringing to today's game. So we'll get on deployed and come back to you with the deployment and roll off for first turn. The armies are deployed and ready to get started. So quick overview of deployment. We have the Einherjar champion over here with one of the bolter squads. Then the beam carrying pioneers flanking with them. We've got the High Call ready to point out grudgeons with the second squad of bolt carrying warriors. The High Las carrying pioneers over on the left flank. And then finally, the Ion carrying squad is all on them lonesome in this corner, ready to flank out and take one of the No Man Land objectives. Then, facing off against them, we've got the Basilisk hidden back here, the tank commander with his Bullgrin bodyguards, one squad of the infantry with the company commander with them, holding on to our home objective, the Hellhound, second squad of infantry in the crater, the third squad with the platoon commander, and then finally flanking for some more indirect fire is the full payload Manticore. So that is deployment. Both of us will be starting at 5 CP, thanks to an extra Warlord trait for the Leagues, and an extra Tank Ace for the Guard. So with that, we'll roll off. Blue is going to be the Leagues of Votann, green is going to be the Guard. So that will be Leagues of Votann, turn 1. Kicking off the battle with the Leagues of Votann, we've done the pregame moves with the bikers, going on up to claim No Man's Land, and utilize some of the cover and slowing down of the forest or the craters. We've also got a pretty good start for our secondaries. We need to extend battle lines, secure no prisoners, and bring it down. Bring it down is going to be the tank commander. So a bit of a difficult one to take off the field first turn, but we'll see if we can maybe do it. The High Call has also given out his buffs. Full rerolls to hit from him to the squad that he's hanging out with. And a marker or token to the Hellhound and this squad of infantry, which is what he can see from his perch atop his ruined command post. With that, we've got nothing else to do in the command phase, so we are going to get moving and come back to you at the start of shooting. And the kin advance to war. We have the Ion Beamer squad moving on up, getting its anti-tank weaponry into range of the Hellhound, as well as the High-Las autocannon crew is just going to actually stay still to take some advantage of being a little bit further away and being right behind a crater. The Ion squad of warriors did advance up, so they are on this No Man's Land objective, but no shooting is going to happen for them. Home field squad stood still, while this third squad just moved up there 5 inches with the Einherjar champion, and we are ready to get shooting. We're going to start off shooting with the Ion Beamer squad of Hernkin Pioneers. So we're going to start off with the ion beamer is going to go into this chimera, and then everything else is going to go into the squad of infantry, and the infantry squad has used 1 CP to take cover, so add 1 to their saving throws. So essentially going to get us back to a 4-up save, since the searchlight will ignore the benefits of light cover. So we'll start with the 2 shots from the beamer, hitting on 3s. Both of those will be hits. And then strength 7, toughness 7, so needing force to wound. Make both of those on a 4 and a 5. -2 will go to -1, so it's going to be a 4-up save for the chimera. Make 1, fail 1 for a total of 2 damage. We will let that pass. So 2 damage is going to go on to the chimera, and then everything else going into the infantry. Starting off with the shotguns into the infantry on 3s, getting 1 miss, and then the 6s, because they have a marker, will be automatic wounds. And then strength 5, toughness 3 on 3s to wound. That's going to be 3 at -1, so taking us back up to our 5-up saves. Make 1, fail 2. That's going to be 2 of them down. Next up with the Magna Coil autocannons. That's going to be 3 shots apiece. 3s, rerolling our 1s from being in range of the call. 6s automatically go through. And then strength 7 on 2s. Make 3 more. -1. Back up to our 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more. That's going to be 7 more dead for or 7 total dead for 3 remaining. The heavy weapons from the squad of Hearthkin warriors are both going to go into the Hellhound. So we're going to start off with the Magna Rail rifle. So on a 3, hitting on a 4, and then strength 9, so wounding on a 3, not making it there. And I think this is going to be some of the best shooting. So we will go down 1 CP to reroll it into a failed wound. Let's see if Kuro's Aquila goes off for the guard. It does not. Next up, we'll go on to the missile launcher, doing a focused missile, so on a 3. Rerolling 1 since we are in range thanks to the antenna. And a 6 to hit will go right on through to -1, going to 4-up save. Makes it on the Hellhound, so that will be that squad shot. We're going to continue going into the Hellhound with the 2nd squad of warriors with the bolt guns. We just have range with the missile launcher though, but with full rerolls here. Thanks to the high call being next to us, that will be a hit on a 3 to wound. Not a wound there. And then with that, I think our next and the last shooting will be the 2nd squad of Pioneers. With so much damage 2 from the Pioneers would be going to -1, or damage 1 going into the tank commander. We're actually going to go everything that we've got into the Bullgrin, just to try to get the rest of our no prisoner scores. We need 8 more wounds. So we're going to start off with the autocannons going into them. On threes, we count as having 1 thanks to being the URSR. So that 6 will be an automatic wound. And then strength 7 on threes. Ooh, all right, gotta use some rerolls there for the Pioneers. That's gonna be 3 at -1. We will start taking these on the 2-up armor saves. So we'll have 3 ups. A 3, a 6, and a 6 will be full saves there. And then, excuse me, the high las rotary cannon. Another 9 shots going in on threes. Reroll the 1. Stays a 1. 3 6s will automatically go through the wound. Strength 6 on threes. That's going to be a total of 5 at -2. And this will be 4 ups either way, so we'll keep going on to one of the slab shields. So that will save 3. 2 go through, 1 damage a time, so 2 wounds taken off of one of the Bullgrin. And that is looking like it is going to be it for the shooting phase and it for the turn. At the end of Leagues of Votann turn number 1, we were able to score extend battle lines. We're up to 7 on no prisoners. Bring it down. I'm going to toss because I don't think I'm going to have too much available to shoot into the tank commander. Plus I want to make sure that my fire goes where it's most effective. So that'll bring us up to 5 points to nothing for the, or actually 6 points, because in the morale phase, the remaining 3 guardsmen did run to morale. So that'll be 1 point for the mission. So that is 6 points to nothing in turn 1 for the Leagues of Votann as we go into Imperial Guard turn 1. Another good round of cards to start off battle round 1 for the Imperial Guard. We need to raise a banner, hold the line, and claim battlefield supremacy. So I'm thinking the 2 squads of Pioneers are definitely going to need to die. But with that said, I think I've got enough firepower to take those off of the field. And even with 1 squad of infantry taking a loss for that, I think we will be able to get it done. So we'll go through the command phase. Still nothing, since we are still in 8th edition Codex, with rumors of 10th on the way. So we'll go on to movement and come back to you after orders have been given out at the start of shooting. Orders have been given out and actions are being performed. The platoon commander ordered this squad to move onto this objective in no man's land, and they will be performing the raise banner action. So I just went ahead and gave them the grudge token just so I remember. Also moved on up with the Hellhound to claim this center objective. Bullgrin moved on up there 6 inches. Company commander ordered this squad to take aim, to take some pot shots to what they can. Meanwhile, the tank commander has stood still and ordered himself to pound them to dust. And pound them to dust we are certainly hoping to do, as I have also ordered this Basilisk and Aerial Spotter, going down to 3 CP to allow it to roll failed hit rolls for the shooting phase. So with that, we'll get started in the shooting phase. We're starting off the shooting with the tank commander. Everything he's got is going to go into this squad of Hearthkin Pioneers. We've also spent 1 command point on Mag Riders. So anybody who was around in 7th edition, they have jinked. So -1 to hit. Would have been no rerolls to hit as well if they advanced last movement phase, but alas, they did not, so we will just take a -1 to be hit. So we'll start with the dual shots from the battle cannon, being able to reroll if we need to. We'll risk it. We got a 6 and a 3. Alright, so total of 8 shots. 2, 4, 6, 8 shots. Hitting on 3s. Re-rolling my 1s from being Cadian and staying still. Alright, so we're looking at strength 8, toughness 6, so 3s to wound, 2 fail to make it. At AP -2, goes to AP -1 thanks to void armor. 5 up saves. Make neither of those. So we're looking at D3 a time. 3 and 1. So a total of 4 damage. And we are actually going to take that. Actually, we'll take 3 on the one with the searchlight. And then we'll take a wound onto the one with the Vox antenna. Next up is going to be the triple heavy bolters. Re-rolling my 1s. Taking my 2s out. That's the wound marker, so I don't need to move that. So 6, thanks to Hammer of the Emperor, will go right on through. Strength 5, toughness 6, so 5s will be 1, 2, 3 more. AP -1, goes to AP -none. 4 up saves, 2 damage time. Will be a total of 6 wounds. So we'll take 2 off of that one, and then 4 more damage. We'll take a squad of the Pioneers off the board. Next up in shooting, we're going to try to take out the other squad with the Hellhound. Starting off with the Inferno Cannon, heavy 2d6. For a total of 4 shots, we'll take a CP to reroll that. For another number of shots. There we go. And 10, we'll definitely take it. So 5, 8, 10. Strength 6, toughness 6, so 4s to wound will be very, very good. So 9 wounds at -1, go to -none. So 4 up saves. We got 1, 2, 3 fails. So we will take one of the bikes, or actually no, we'll put that on the heavy weapon bike. Now the heavy bolter on 6, 6, 2. So 6s will go right on through to wounds. So 4 up saves, make them both. So the Hellhound has started but not finished them off. So we will definitely need to start relying on some of the heavier weapons. Actually got 4 of the las guns in line of sight and range to the Pioneers before we reach out to the big guns. Just trying to shave off that last pesky wound. So we're going to be hitting on 4s, re-rolling everything. From Cadian staying still with take aim. So that'll take us up to 1 automatic wound, and then 2 needing 6s. Definitely not needing 1s. So 1 4-up makes it on a 6. So definitely at least tried, but now we will definitely need to go into the indirect fire. We're going to start off with the Basilisk. The Basilisk is going to fire its weapon into the Pioneers. So, 2 chances for our heavy D6 number of shots. Looks like it's going to be 3. On 4s, rerolling our 1s from Cadian staying still. 1 hit. At strike 9, so on a 3. Doesn't make it. So Basilisk is not going to do it. If I did, just remember I put Aerial Spotter on it, so that'll be 1 more hit reroll. But does not do it, unfortunately. So 2 CP, that did not do too much. And now we are going to have to rely on the full payload Manticore. And the bomb is away. 2d6 shots going into the Pioneers for a total of 8 shots. We'll keep it. Slightly above average is good enough for me. There we are. Yep, dropping. Yeah, just don't want to stay in my hand. My 4s, rerolling my 1. That's still cocked. Alright, that's still 4. That 6 will go right on through. Strength 10, toughness 6. So 3s. And then 3 wounds at -2, going to -1, so 5 ups. Alright, we'll make 1, fail 2. And we'll just try to minimize our losses here. So we'll reroll 1 for the Leagues of Votann. Doesn't make it. Do the Cadians get that 1 from them? They do. So that will be 2 more of the bikes gone, while the Cadians have stolen ACP, bringing us up to 3. And of the turn for Astra Militarum, turn 1, we were not able to fully kill off everybody that we wanted to, but we were definitely able to take a dent out of the Leagues of Votann, taking 5 out of 6 bikes off of the table. For our secondaries, we were able to raise our banner. We were able to claim battlefield supremacy. Hold the line is almost definitely not going to happen, thanks to that 1 bike. So we will throw that one away. That will be 2 secondaries for 10 points total, as well as a primary score for killing the unit of bikes. So at the end of round 1, it is 11-6 in favor of the Imperial Guard, as we go into round 2 and start scoring primary. Scoring it up at the start of round 2 for the Leagues of Votann. We're up to 13 thanks to the primary. We're also looking at no prisoners, grind them down, no retreat, no surrender for our secondaries. So no prisoners and grind them down work out pretty well together. No retreat, no surrenders, also definitely looking pretty doable here. So we will keep those. In the command phase, High Call continues to give his babysitting or babysat unit full rerolls to hit, while the Hellhound has gone up to 2 grudge tokens, and the Bulgrins have gotten 1. And with that, we are ready to get going into movement, so we will come back to you at the start of shooting. We're starting the shooting phase, and a grudge has been called against the Bulgrin, spending 2 CP for Ion Storm and Ancestral Sentence. So a wound roll of a 6 is going to be 1 additional mortal wound, and we're going to have full rerolls to hit, since the Bulgrin have a grudge token on them. So we are going to declare everything except for the las fusel into the Bullgrin. The las fusel is going to go into the Hellhound, but we're going to start off with the ion shots. This is going to be 3s, re-rolling 1s, re-rolling 1. All right, re-rolling our 1s here. So that is going to be 2 automatic hits, which unfortunately will not count as 6s to wound. And then hoping for 6s here. That's going to be 1 mortal wound, so take 1 of them off right away. And then 5, 6 wounds at -2, so it's going to be 4-ups either way, thanks to the different shields. So we will do these onto the 4-up invuln shields. So we will do these. I can do these. Sorry about that. So I can do these 2 at a time. So 4-ups. Make 1, fail 1. So 1 at a time, fail another, so that will be 1 down. Now I can do another 2 at a time, make 1, fail 1, another 1. All right, so that will take the other 4-up invuln brute shield down. That's 6 more wounds. Bringing us up to 13 on no prisoners. And then now we will do the plasma beamer into them. So this is 1 shot on a 3. And on a 6, they'll go right on through to wounding. At -3, we are still on our 4th invuln. And that will take 1 more Bullgrin off the board, getting us enough for no prisoners. So scoring that up real quick will bring us up to 18. And then we just have the high las into the Hellhound now. Doing the shots from the high las off camera, we got 2 wounds to go through on the Hellhound. Next up, we're going to go on to the squad with the High Call and the High Call himself. Everything they've got is going to go into the Hellhound as well. I'll do the bolter shots first off camera since they're less likely to do anything major. And I'll come back to you with the anti-tank weaponry and the Vulcanite shots from the Call. So the bolters were able to take off 3 wounds, bringing the Chimera down to 4 remaining. We're going to do the Call's Vulcanite Disintegrator. So 3 shots on 2s. Make all of those. And then Strength 5, wounding on 5s. Nothing there for the High Call, unfortunately. So we'll flip back to the Hearthkin Warriors. We'll do the missile launcher first. Misses. And then hits and goes right through to wound. -2 goes to -1. Thanks to Armor of Contempt on Imperial Guard vehicles. So 4-up. Doesn't make it. And I think, let's see, we're at 3. We'll try to, yes, we'll spend a CP to reroll that for the guard. Does not make it, unfortunately, so that'll bring the guard down to 2. And then D6 damage will be 3 damage for the missile launcher. And we'll take that there. Finally, hoping to finish off the Hellhound with the Magna Rail rifle. 1 shot, 1 miss, re-rolling, and 1 miss. So That squad will unfortunately not be able to take out the Chimera, or not Chimera, the Hellhound, but we do have our second unit down here. Moving on to our third and final squad of Hearthkin Warriors, we're going to declare all our bolters into the infantrymen, while the Magna Rail and the missile launcher are going to go through dents into the Hellhound. We'll start ourselves off with missile launcher, 1 shot, needing a 4, getting it with a 4, and then needing a 3 to wound. Oops. I really didn't want to stay on the table there, so needing a 3 to wound. Getting it. -2 goes to -1, so a 4-up or dead for the Hellhound, and that will be the Hellhound removed. So that's going to bring us up to 1 count, 1 tally on our grind them down. And then does the Hellhound explode on a 4-up? It does not, so thankfully the Bullgrin will not be taking any more damage, but that will be one of the tanks off the board. Next up, the bolt shots from the squad into the guardsmen. 3s, rerolling 1s. Rerolling our 1s. Taking out our 1s and 2s here. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 automatically wounding. Strength 4, toughness 3, so 3s. That's going to look like, what, 4, 8 wounds at a minus of 1. So 6 up saves. Ooh, all right, make 50-50 on 4 up saves. So that's pretty good. 4 down, so that's going to be the front 4 down there. And since we're here, we'll do the Einherjar Champions Autok pattern combi bolter into them as well. So 4 shots on 2s, make all of them, and then 3s, 3 6-ups. Make another one, but 2 more done. The one remaining Pioneer is going to fire everything that he's got into the platoon commander. Starting us off with the bolt shotgun. Getting 1/6, and she will count as having a grudge token thanks to being URSR. And then on a 3, all right, that's going to be 2 at -1. 2 damage going through to her. Then the Magna Coil Autocannon will be 2 hits. Don't think I'm quite within 24 of the high call, even though he is the one with the antenna on. He is not, so that will be a miss. And then choose to wound. 2 more at -1. And that's going to be another 4 damage right there. So she will be off the board, bringing us up to 2 tally for grind them down, and wrapping up the shooting phase. We're going to start charging in with the leagues over here, trying to wrap it up with this squad of infantry. We're going to start with the Einherjar Champion. We're going to not overwatch with the 4 remaining guardsmen, so needing a 9-inch charge. On a 4, we won't get it. And we'll let that one go through. Next up on the Warriors, we will also charge on in. Definitely getting it with an 11. And then finally the 1 Pioneer almost automatically makes it, but with 5, we will go right on there. So we'll pile in with the Warriors and come back to you in the fight phase. Starting on us off with the warriors, all of the regular attacks hitting on 3s. And then I did check. We unfortunately are not going to be in range of the high hull, so we will not be able to reroll those 1s, but we will have 3 6s, and then strength 4, toughness 3, so 3s. That's going to be a total of 3, 6, 8 wounds at no AP, 5 ups. Ooh, make a decent chunk of them, but that's going to be 4 fail. And I see 4 infantrymen left over there. So that will be the squad wiped. And we'll just consolidate a little bit here. And that takes us up to a tally of 3 kills on no prisoners. Or not on no prisoners, on grind them down. As well as 3 bonus points for the primary. Taking us up to a total of 21 to 11 at the end of turn 2 for the Leagues of Votann. So we will see what the guardsmen are able to do at the start of their turn 2. Turn 2 for the Imperial Guard, and our secondaries have turned on us just a little bit. So we did have to spend our free CP, bring us back down to 2 to get rid of behind enemy lines, but we still have Storm Hostile Objective, Blood and Guts, and no prisoners. So no prisoners, Storm Hostile Objective should hopefully be easy enough, but Blood and Guts is not looking great. Nothing to do in the command phase, so we will go on to movement and issuing some orders to see how we can remove as many of the Leagues of Votann as possible. Looks like the tanks are going to have to do a lot of heavy lifting, but that's what the tanks in the guard are aiming to do. So the tank commander has chosen to give himself gunner's kill on sight, as he did have to move himself up the full 10 inches to try to get some more of the kin in range and line of sight. Meanwhile, the Bullgrin have moved on up to try to get some better line of sight, and the Manticore has moved himself away to make sure that there is less chance that anything goes into him, either shooting or in close combat, in Battle Round 3. With that, we can go right on into the shooting phase. We are going to start off with the tank commander. Everything that he's got is going to go into the squad in the back. We're going to start off with the 3 heavy bolters. On 2s, rerolling our 1s. So getting that one uncocked. So that will be a 1 that I can reroll into a 2. So we're going to go 3 automatic wounds. And then strength 5, toughness 5, 4s to wound. Ooh, not great there. That's going to be 4 at -1 going to -none AP. And we'll take these on folks in cover. So this will be 3-up saves. Make 3, fail 1. We still have the medic in the squad, so that will be ignored, but use up the medic's save. Then the battle cannon will be 4 shots. 2s, rerolling our 1s. So 3 to wound on 3s. 2 at -2, going to -1. Back to our 4-up saves. And that will be the squad saving everything right there from the tank commander. We're going to keep bullying the squad on the home field objective for the league, so we will send the missile from the Manticore into them as well 2d6 shots. 6 shots is below average, so I think we will have to spend a CP to reroll that. And getting it even worse with 5 shots. On 4s, no rerolls. Luckily, that's only 1 miss. And then 2s to wound. Great. And then this will be on 5s. So make 1 fail 3. So that will be 3 of the squad eliminated. And then the heavy bolter is just in range for 1 hit on a 4, no wounds. For the final fit of big guns, we have the Basilisk shooting into that same squad on the home objective. 3 shots for the big gun on 4s. A 2, a 2, and a 4. So, 1 on 2s to wound. Makes it. And this will be on a, let's see, getting the benefit of light cover. So this will be on a 6. And makes it on a 6. So that looks like it is about going to do it for shooting from the guard. So we will go on to charge phase. In the charge phase, the Bulgrin declared into the ion-wielding warriors. Overwatch has been fired, and 2 wounds have been taken on the back Bulgrin, but they are still standing, needing a 9 to charge on in. Not making it with a 5, so we will try to reroll that into a 7. Not gonna make it. So that is about all we've got for the guard. So we did not storm a hostile objective. We did not get anything for blood and guts, and we did what we did. 3 wounds for no prisoners. So we will get rid of blood and guts and storm hostile objective, while the leagues will claim no retreat, no surrender, and grind them down. Already taken a significant lead in points and board position as we go into round 3. Round 3 sees the Leagues of Votann going up to 38 and attempting to raise the banner, score a tempting target, and defend our stronghold. So we are down to 0 CP, thanks to having to get rid of behind enemy lines, as well as using our medic stratagem to return those 3 slain warriors back to the squad. The High Call has also pointed and given another token to the tank commander and the Manticore, bringing them up to 2 and 1 respectively. So we are closing in for the kill here as the Leagues of Votann continue their rampage across the 41st millennium. So we'll go on to shooting, or movement, and then shooting. Starting off the shooting phase, we're going to declare the Edikarn Plasma Beamer and the Hylas Auto Rifle into the tank commander, and everything else, all the ion shots, into the Bulgrin. We're going to start off with the Plasma Beamer, see if we can't show off the beam feature. So a 4 and a 5, so that 5 will automatically wound thanks to 2 tokens. And Strength 8, Toughness 8. So that's going to be 2 at -3 AP, going to -2. So that will be a 4-up save for the tank commander. Taking both, bring him down 2 wounds. But because it is beam, I cross a line over the Bulgrin and also get to make a wound roll against them on a 3, making it, and then -3, going to a 5 of armor save for them, will be 2 damage. So not only do I 2 damage to the tank commander, I take one of the Bullgrin out of the fight as well. Next up in the shots will be the High-Las auto rifle on 3s, and all those 5s will go right on to wound at -2, going to -1, so 3 up saves, make 2, fail 1, bringing the tank commander down to 9 wounds. And then we've got 8 ion shots into the lone remaining Bullgrin. 3s, re-rolling our 1, taking those 2s out. 6s will automatically go through to wound. Ion blasters, strength 5, toughness 5, so 4s. So that is going to be 5 at -2, going to a 4 up. And making them all. So one last Bullgrin tanks it all on his shield. The warriors on the home field objective marker will fire their shots into the tank commander. So we're going to do the missile launcher first. On a 3, hits on a 4, strength 9, toughness 8. Will not wound on a 2. Magna Rail rifle, re-rolling our hit. And then re-rolling it into another one. So they will swing and a miss there. So that will be their shots. And then we will go on into the squad on over here. Last squad of the warriors will do the same thing. Magna Rail and missile into the Manticore. And while we're at it, everything else into the Manticore as well. So we'll do the missile launcher first. Hits. Wounds. Does not make it on the Manticore. That will be D6 damage. For 4 damage, we'll take it, bringing the Manticore down to 7. Then the Magna Rail rifle on a 3, needing a 3 to wound, makes it. And makes the save. So, down to 7 before the bolt shots. Finally, for shooting, the lone pioneer is going to take his shotgun into the Manticore and his autocannon into the squad defending the home objective. So the shotgun, double 6s, will go right on through to take 1 wound off of the Manticore, and then 3 shots from the autocannon into the remaining squad of infantry. 2 to wound, will make it, and then 6 to save, will not make it, so we will take 1 more guardsman off the field. And then that will do it for the shooting phase. In the charge phase now, the lone pioneer is going to charge on into the Manticore to try to tie it up. Getting it with a 6, we will just boop on in real quick. Then we'll do the attacks back, and then come back to you for scoring. Manticore was actually able to take a wound off the remaining pioneer in the fight, but other than that, uneventful as we wrap up the turn. Raise banner and tempting target, we're going to get rid of those. Defend stronghold we are working on, and we were not able to kill any units. Able to take some wounds off of some of the important vehicles, but not kill anything. So we will still be at 38 to 14 as we go into the Imperial Guards, turn 3. Turn 3 with the Imperial Guard. We're up to 17 thanks to holding our home field objective. Need to bring it down, secure no man's land, and still working on no prisoners. Bring it down is actually going to be the Einherjar champion, while secure no man's land might be just doable. We are still on 1 CP because we had to spend 1 to get rid of Deploy Teleport Homer. But with that, we're going to go on to movement and then try to continue wipe out as many of the Leagues of Votann as possible with guard shooting. Pulling out all the tricks they taught us in basic training, or trying to at least, so we did fall back with the Manticore to free up the biker to be shot at. Tank commanders moved on up to the center to secure 1 in no man's land and gave himself gunner's kill on sight. Take aim has been issued to this squad of infantrymen, while the Basilisk continues to sit in the corner and lob shots down the field. So first off, we're going to go with the infantry shooting everything that they've got into the lone remaining pioneer. So las shots and plasma will be going into the lone biker. Resolving the shots from the las gun and plasma off camera, we were able to take 1 wound off of the pioneer. Next up to try to finish him off is going to be the Basilisk. His heavy bolter is going to shoot into the pioneer, and the cannon is going to try to soften up this flank where the Bullgrin is going to try to charge on in. First off with the heavy bolter, rerolling 1s from Cadian staying still. So 1 right through, and then 1 to wound on a 5. Makes it. So 2 at -1 AP, going to AP minus none. So this will be 3 ups. Make 1, fail 1. No CP to speak of, so that will take the final bike off of the board. And then the Basilisk cannon into the squad will be 6 shots. On 4s, rerolling my 1. And then on 3s, does not make it, but that will soak up the medic's throw, or saving throw, of ignoring the first damage. So that will be the Basilisk, and next up will be the rest of our guns from the Tank Commander. Tank Commander is going to put everything he's got into the squad of warriors, try to get them off. First off, the heavy bolters. Rerolling my 1. For 4 automatically going through. And then the rest on 4s. Alright, so that will be a full squad of hits. So -1 going to AP minus none. 4 ups. Ooh, there we go. It finally swings around to look good for the guard. So that is going to be half the squad taken off just from heavy bolters. Now D6 shots from the Bal Cannon. 2 of them. We'll spend our last CP. Why not try to reroll that into something better? Nope. Should have guessed. Both of those will hit. And 3 is to wound. Take 2 wounds at -2, so 5 ups. Make 1, fail 1. For 2 damage, that will take out our last regular ion guy, and that'll be it for shooting. So we will go right on to the charge of the Bullgrin into the squad. On a 5, makes it with the greatest of ease. 5 attacks from the Bullgrin on 3s. And 3s to wound. At -1, going to AP minus none. So we will have 4 up saves. Ooh, and that is going to be 3 of them off the board. So that will just leave the Thane alive. So we'll do his attacks back with his plasma sword and then wrap up the combat. The AP3 from the plasma sword was able to shave off 1 wound from the Bullgrin bonehead, but that is going to be the end of the turn. He lost 9, so we need 1s. So thankfully, because of UR, gets to reroll morale, I'll just do double 1s. We'll keep him around. So on the first roll, he'll fail. And then on the second roll, he will fail as well. So that will take him off the objective and allow me to score Secure No Man's Land. That'll bring us to secondary scored, as well as a unit, or 2 units killed. That'll bring us up to 29. I'm going to get ready to bring it down for free at the end of our turn 3. So definitely still kind of on the back foot for the guard, but we are starting to strike back, and our guns are finally getting back to killing. So we will go into round 4 with the Leagues of Votann. Battle round 4, the Leagues of Votann are up to 50 victory points, 0 CP, thanks to having to get rid of Investigate Site for Blood and Guts. We also need to storm a hostile objective and overwhelm them with our firepower. In the command phase, you guessed it, home objective with the Great Call has gotten full rerolls. Put another marker on the tank commander and another on the Manticore, while we continue to try to whittle down the remaining forces of the guard. We'll go on to movement and come back to you at the start of shooting. Start of the shooting phase, we'll start off with a high call going into the remaining Bulgrin here with his Vulcanite Disintegrator on 2s. Getting all 3 hits. Strength 5, 2 wounds, add a 2-up armor save, make 1 fail 1, no CP for the guard to try to reroll that. So we'll go down to 1. And next up, I think what we're going to do is the bolt shots for the rest of the squad. We're going to try to finish off the Bulgrin, while the missile launcher and other heavy weapon will both go into the tank commander. Handily took care of the 1 Bulgrin off this no man's land objective with all the bolt shots. Next up, we'll start off with the Magna Rail rifle, then the missile launcher. So Magna Rail on a 3 with full rerolls. With full rerolls. On a 5, we'll go right on through to damage. -4 goes to -3. So a 5-up save. Ooh, makes it on the tank commander, so good there. And then the missile launcher, 1 shot. Automatically goes through. -2 goes to -1. And that will be D6 damage going through. Hoping for a good number. 2 goes down to 1. So 1 less wound on the tank commander. Less than ideal. But next up, we will go with the second squad of warriors. Next up with the second squad of bolter warriors. All their bolt weapons are going to go into the infantry squad on the guard's home objective, while the heavy weapons are going to try to finish off this Manticore. We'll start off with the Magna Rail rifle, getting a 5, which will automatically go through. -4 goes to -3, so needing a 6-up save. Doesn't make it, so that's going to be D3 plus 3 damage for 5 damage, bringing the Manticore down to 1. And then finally trying to finish him off with the missile launcher. Re-rolling 1, we are not in range of, unfortunately, so that looks like it is going to be the Manticore alive. So we are going to have to try to finish off the squad of infantry with all the bolt shots. Unfortunately, not only did we fail to kill the Manticore, we also failed to kill fully the squad of infantry. They did, at the end of the turn, fail morale, but only one of them fled. That is not going to be another tally for overwhelming firepower. We did get one kill, so one more on primary. We're going to throw away Blood Guts and storm hostile objective marker, or hostile objective rather, bringing us to a total of 51 at the end of turn 4 for the Leagues of Votann. So next up, we'll see how the Cadians can respond as their numbers continue to dwindle. Start round 4 for the Astra Militarum. We're up to 36 points, and we've got to investigate site, area denial, and extend battle lines for our secondaries for the turn. So we are hoping to continue laying on the smackdown to the Leagues of Votann. So less and less available to us each turn, but we will try to see if we can keep on keeping on with less and less to do. In the start of the shooting phase, we're going to have the tank commander give himself pound them to dust and dump everything that he's got into this squad of warriors up on the building. So we will get to double fire the battle cannon with a 5 and a 2. We'll try to see if we can do better than that. There we go. So 11 battle cannon shots into the warriors. So we got 5, 8, 11 on 2s or 3s, re-rolling our 1s. So we will take out those. 6 will automatically go through. Then we need 3s to wound. So that's going to be 6 at -2. Going to -1 in light cover, going back to our 4-ups. So that'll take 3 of them down. We'll ignore one of them for the medic, and then 2d3 each time, but we'll just do regular guys. That'll be 2 off the table. Then while we're here, we'll do our 9 heavy bolter shots. 3s, re-rolling my 1s. 1, 6, and then 4 4-ups. That's 4, -1 goes to -none. +1 for light cover will be at a 3-up. Fail 2 more. That will be at least 2 less off the board, or on the board rather. And that's the tank commander. We'll also do the Manticore real quickly. We'll fire everything that we've got into them. So we will see if it on 1 wound can do anything. Well, against all odds, the Manticore was able to remove another 4 from the table. So bringing the squad down to just the Thane and the Magna Rail rifle. Next up, what we're going to try to do is we are going to try to finish off this unit with the Basilisk. So d6 number of shots, getting the better of the 2. So 6 shots. 4s, rerolling my 1s. Rerolling my 1. For 1 miss. 2 6s to automatically wound. 3s up. That's going to be 4 at 4-ups. And that will take the squad off the board. So that will, at the very least, take another anti-tank or pair of anti-tank weapons off the board and do some pretty serious damage to what we can do going on with the leagues. With that, though, that'll be it for shooting, and that'll be it for the turn. So we're going to get rid of investigate sites. We did get extend battle lines for another 5 points, bringing us up to a total of 42 at the end of battle round 4. So last turn, let's see if the guard can come back or whether it is the game for the leagues. Top of round 5 with the Leagues of Votann, and it looks like this is where we're going to be able to just about call it, as with the cards that we've drawn, we need to continue getting overwhelming firepower, secure no man's land, and claim battlefield supremacy. So what I've gone ahead and done is I've advanced the Einherjar champion already. That's going to automatically get rid of area denial for the guard. And all the leagues need to be able to do is either kill one thing in shooting or make a 7-inch charge into the Leman Russ tank commander, and that will be the game. So I gave full rerolls to this squad here. They'll have everything that they've got go into the tank commander, or no. Everything that all the bolters will go into the tank commander, heavy weapons will go into the 1 wound manticore, and then if I don't kill the manticore, I need to make a 7-inch charge. If I don't, if the guard get a perfect score on turn 5, they can also win, but we'll roll it out real quick and see how it goes. And the Leagues of Votann continue their reign of terror on the 41st Millennium. Rolled it off camera, but I was able to remove the 1 wound manticore thanks to the missile launcher. I also rolled it up just to see if I could, and I did get a 10-inch charge onto the middle objective. So with objective secured there, we not only secure no man's land and claim battlefield supremacy, we also get overwhelming firepower. So that'll be another 15 on secondary. We had 7 more on the primary thanks to holding on there. And there is almost no way, or there is no way for the Cadians to overcome the score gap at the end of the battle. So this will be a victory for the Irani Sutur Regulates. So hope everybody is enjoying the Leagues of Votann. I think I'm going to take a little bit of a break from them just to try to wait it out, see when the rest of the models are released. Obviously, I'll continue to build them up, but I will probably be going back to the other armies in my rotation for a couple of battle reports. So make sure you stick around, like, comment, subscribe to the channel, and I will see all of you folks in the next battlefield of the 41st Millennia.